Grand Rising, good afternoon, good evening. Today I'm going to be discussing Byron Allen, his business startup method, how he became a multi-millionaire on the Weather Channel, many other investments, local networks, movie channels, probably the most influential black man in the entertainment industry today. And you say, why is this relevant to business startup? What makes it relevant is Byron Allen is actually giving you the blueprint of how to start a multinational corporation. And I think it's very instrumental that we learn his process, take notes from his achievements, and the way he maneuvered through the entertainment industry, the network industry, how he became successful in that space without any outside financing, outside of friends and family. I think that's very magnanimous of himself to be able to achieve such acclamation and heights based upon starting out as a comedian. So hit that like button, notification bell. Today I'm discussing Byron Allen's business startup method. So if you can be so kind, hit that like button. That like button. We discussing Byron Allen. And if you have any questions after I get done explaining and talking about Byron Allen and his achievements and how we can implement some of those things in our life so that we can build multinational corporations, just as this black man has done. Cutting deals all across the United States and the globe. Started out with nothing but drive and ambition. That's really what this is all about. Any person who wants to be successful in business takes drive, ambition, discipline, and knowledge, and application of all of those things. Not just having them, but applying them. Moving forward. So that's what I'll be talking about today. Just want to give a few more people a chance to get in the room before I get started. Appreciate it. Those who tapped in, tapped on out, may not think this information is valuable to you, but please go back from the beginning and dissect what I'm about to read so that you can grasp uh, business from a true multimillionaire, one who's did it from the ground up. Now he's on the top of his game. I spoke about Reginald Lewis a few weeks ago. If many of you watched the video previously, well, this week I'm speaking about Byron Allen, another influential black man in his own space, doing his own thing on a grand scale. He owns networks. He owns the Weather Channel. He owns different food channel, court shows. He owns affiliate stations. This man is in his own space. When I started in 2013, he's grabbed the ball and ran with it. And has been running with it ever since. I would say he's the forerunner of digital space for black people, digital content. That's why I think it's very important to speak about Byron Allen and where he's at and how his drive can rub off on us in the different areas and influence that we're trying to get into or do. That's why Byron Allen is very important. He actually had one of the most influential cases of this decade. When he went up against Comcast for more airtime, more airspace for his company to and other companies of likeness can get into that space where we've been blocked out of. The only way we can tell our narrative is to own the media. But right now, my media is going through a network that I have no control over. So they can stop this at any given moment that they see fit. That's why it's important to own media, our own media. That's why I'm going into this field, because in 2013, I started my own media company, Urban Stream Media. And Byron Allen has been in this space since he was a comedian. He's been producing shows. So he's been continuously building upon what he set out to do. And I'm going to read about Byron Allen and his accomplishments, and you're going to get a lot out of this story because Byron Allen is really giving us the blueprint how to go from nothing to become a multimillionaire. He's actually giving us that blueprint. But many won't take heed to his blueprint because they don't want to put in the work of what it takes to become another Byron, another Reginald Lewis, another Robert Johnson from BET. These gentlemen have changed the dynamics in the space that we're in. That's what we got to do. We want to have influence, true influence. You want to change minds, you got to control the media. That's why what's taking place today, that everybody the way that they are, is because those who control the media control the narrative. So if you control your own media, you don't have to worry about other people's narrative. You can tell your own story. Dig? So that's why it's very important. Control your own media. I'm gonna go get into this. Give about 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes, and get into this. But hit that like button. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Share the notification bell. Please, 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 please. If you feel generous, Cash App is always there available, and Super Chat. Any questions? Uh, Cash App, donations. Keep bringing content. every Sunday and Wednesday or Thursday. And throughout the week when I feel a need to present you with new tools and methods to get paid, to build your legacy. That's really what I'm trying to do, is build a legacy. All of those who have greatness in mind, Byron Allen, who I'm speaking of today, building a legacy. His names will be on buildings. When he passed, he will leave a legacy. He will be remembered. It won't be a passing thought, even if maybe a passing thought to you and I. Your name on the side of a building for the next 100 years, or on the side of a Walk of Fame for the next 100 years. That's leaving a legacy. That's leaving your name behind. That's leaving your energy behind. That's leaving vibration behind. That's leaving good things. He brought good things. He was conscious of what he was doing. That's most important. You got to be conscious of what we're doing, how we doing it. So I'm gonna get into this without further ado. And this is something I just picked up, looking and researching. I'm always researching to build on my brand, build my wealth, my legacy, those things like that for my family. And I hope you do the same. And I hope you get something out of this, what I'm gonna read. It's kind of quite lengthy, but I hope you do receive what I received out of it. And take notes, go back and watch it again, listen to it again, and enjoy it. Here we go. And this was a conversation with Byron Allen, chairman, CEO, Entertainment Studios. Something Byron Allen said. I have a style that's agnostic, like Ali and Mayweather. What people didn't understand, and I never sought to correct them, was my method. All my shows were on late night instead of prime time and daytime, like everyone else. What they didn't see was the enormous profitability, how that positioning set me up for the wins. One brother asked me, why you always come on so late? But I told him, I think it was even on live, I'm trying to carve out my own space. And I haven't even read this yet, but for me, I'm 49. So when I was younger, my 10, 11, 12-year-old, 13-year-olds, the best time to advertise was late night, right? When the karate movies was on Friday, Saturday night, Kung Fu, or Benny Hill. Don't even know about Benny Hill. But Benny Hill, so less people may be watching at those times, but you got a more captive audience at that time. So people who tune in late usually stay and watch the whole thing. And then if it's good, word of mouth passes along. Then next thing you know, you'll have a show like Johnny Carson, the late night show, which was taken over by Jay Leno. That's how all the late night came about, because people were starting to spend, I can't even get out. Started to, man, can I speak? People began to stay up later. Let me say it that way. People began to stay up late. So people staying up later, that's what he carved out his niche in, the same space. And that's what I'm doing now. It's 11, 12 on the East Coast, which is considered late night. This is my time. Everybody then shined all through the day. Now it's my time. Gonna start off with the 3 people here today. 2 months, be 300 people. The next thing you know, be 3,000. So I'm carving out my space, bringing quality content. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Notification bell. Let's get some more people in the room. I'm about to continue. I wanted to stop there for a second. So in 2015, I'm gonna skip around some parts. But in 2015, citing a violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1866, please read that. 42 USC 1981. And also get the Constitution, United States Constitution from that time. It was very important. Byron Allen filed a $20 billion racial discrimination lawsuit against Cabler's Comcast Corporate Time Warner Corp. Historic and precedent given the sum of the origin of the suit. Allen's David versus Goliath play was a paradigm shift to the benefit of many when Comcast, still reeling in the aftermath of the unwanted spotlight, committed to designate a number of minority-owned networks acquisition of NBC Universal. Allen still an enigma to many in the industry that he is winning with strategic precision, allowed an in-depth conversation to lift the veil. Allen, they hating, but he found his wedge into the game, to the industry, what he wanted to do, what he wanted to be in. He's my homeboy also. Homeboy, not that I know him, but homeboy, he's from my home city, but he moved to California. I am Detroit, Michigan born, LA raised. Like I said, owner of 8 24-hour HD networks, owner of the Griot, owner of Freestyle Releasing, owner of the Weather Channel. And here's the kicker of it all. 100% privately owned. You hear me? 100% privately owned. So how did this brother break into the entertainment industry or the media, not just the entertainment industry? He's bigger than that. He's in the media industry. He competes with those who try to control your mind. The Rupert Murdochs, the Ted Turners, uh, Jeff Bezos, who owns Washington Post. He's playing in the same ball game with those individuals because they control the minds. Those who control the media control the minds. So he understood that. So he got to get into the mind game, which we all should be in. The mind game. Because that's how they win it. They control the mind game. Why do you think you love Gucci? Why do you think you love Prada? Or now today, what is the Nike shoes, the multicolored Nike shoes? Why do you think you love those things? You've been programmed to like those things. But it's not saying some programming is bad, some programming is good. But you got to choose how you want to be programmed. That's where the freedom of choice comes in. At some point in time, you decide if you want to be programmed or not, in a good fashion or a negative fashion. It's up to you. My mother gave birth to me 17 days after her 17th birthday. He was raised by a child. My mother was not much older. My father was not much older. He worked at Ford Motor Company. My maternal grandfather worked at Great Lakes Steel. My paternal grandfather owned a skating rink. so I could skate before I could actually walk. Detroit in the 1960s was an amazing place for me to be in. Detroit in the 1980s was an amazing place to be in. We made the cars for the world. We made the music for the world. Motown was just down the street and we won the World Series. I remember one day being out for a drive with my grandmother, who was really like my brother, and seeing all these big houses. As it was told to me, this is where the rich folks live. My grandmother used to clean houses in these areas, so she knew who lived where in these nice areas. That big house over there belonged to the Fords. That one down the road where the Dodge brothers lived. And this is where Barry Gordy lived. I was taken aback by that because until that moment, I didn't have an image or reference for someone who looked like me that could live in such a place. So to that point in time, he never even saw what richness was. So you can have humble beginnings. In most times, it's the people who come from the hardest struggle who achieve the greatest achievements. Let me repeat that. Those who come from the hardest struggle are usually the people who create the greatest achievements. They don't love the struggle. They hated the struggle. They hated the struggle so much that they were willing to do whatever not to struggle again. Now, some people go to the extremes of that, to the point where they will murder for a better life. Now, that's to the extreme. That's never want to go that far. Then there's the others who will just work 2, 3 jobs, no sleep, eat noodles, do whatever it takes in that aspect, a moral sense to do whatever it takes. That's what this brother did. Started off telling jokes. He went from jokes to now he the media mogul. He's the media mogul. No longer the court jester. Let me continue. Hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell. Appreciate it. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell every Sunday night, every Wednesday night, 11 Eastern time. Tune in with the Church of Money. Minister KJ, Minister Malik, God of Money, KJ God of Money. Get to the bag, everything. We're here for you, from my mind to yours. To improve your credit situation, improve your living conditions, improve your way of life, improve your way of thinking. That's what we're here to do at the Church of Money. KJ, Minister Malik, bringing it to you. Go back to the beginning. Please watch this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please hit that donation. Please hit that super chat. Please. Church of Money. Minister Malik, Minister KJ. Straight from my mind to your mind. Please hit that donation. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification bell. Please tune in to the Church of Money as I continue. And what I'm discussing today, Byron Allen starter method. And if you're just tuning in, please go back to the beginning and watch it again. There are events and occurrences in life that rip the innocence of childhood from you. Byron Allen was in 1968. I was 7 years old. That was the year that they murdered Martin Luther King Jr. I remember that experience and how the military was right there on the spot. The government was expecting the death, ready for black folks to erupt. Heard my grandmother, my mother scream. I looked up at the porch to where they were, and by the time I turned around and looked down the street, I was staring down the barrel of a tank with troops walking throughout the neighborhood with bayonets and rifles. Hmm. Our quiet working class neighborhood, our families was placed under military siege. And this was the 1968 rise of Detroit, where Byron Allen grew up before he moved to LA. And why I'm reading about Byron Allen, because he's very influential in today's time. He's probably the only outside of Robert Johnson that really has made a space in media. And he's carving out his own niche. So I thought it would be very important to bring this enlightenment to you so you can follow, learn, imitate, emulate this brother. If you want to emulate something, emulate greatness, not slackness. Don't immigrate what you see in the street. They ain't going nowhere. This is the type of brothers you want to emulate. These type of brothers you want to imitate. This is the type of brothers that you want to be. Some of you younger generation brothers may think these brothers are suckers, but you really the sucker. If you out there killing your own people, you the sucker. You wearing hundreds of $1,000s worth of jewelry, and you don't own no diamonds, companies, you don't own no jewelry stores, but you got the jewelry store around your neck. You're the sucker. So that's why I'm trying to get you from stop being a sucker. Learn from a real brother who came up from similar backgrounds as you and I, and they turned jokes into millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. Went from telling jokes to earning hundreds of millions of dollars. So maybe you want to follow Drake, who worked for the Jews. Maybe you want to work, well, maybe you want to be Jay-Z, who worked for the Jews. Maybe those are the people that uh, uh, you follow. I like brothers like Kanye. I like brothers like Allen. These brothers are creators. Why you say I put Kanye in that boat? He made a shoe. He created a deal. He didn't take no sucker deal. Why he's a billionaire. That's why he surpassed all of them, because he understood, he learned and watched before he jumped and leaped. He watched Dave, he watched Jay, he watched those guys with their deals, how they ran their companies. Then he strategized, came with a different play, way better than theirs. Remember Jay and them had the clothes, Rockefeller, Armadale Vodka, all of that. They had all of that. They had labels, they had boot brands. And Kanye came with the Yeezy, billionaire. Bam! That don't even have nothing to do with his music. He got $1 billion off some shoes that has nothing to do with his music. He has the hottest shoe in the world. And that's forever. It's like Nike. It's like Adidas. Same thing. Just like Jordan. It's Jordan, Kanye. Kanye, Jordan. Jordan, Kanye. Kanye, Jordan. Jordan, Kanye. Jordan, Kanye. When the rapper gonna make a song, remember they made about Kobe, LeBron, Kobe, LeBron. Who you rocking? Easy or Jordan? That's all you see in the street. Easy or Jordan? Which one you down with? So that's what I'm talking about. Let me continue. I went overboard on this. Let's get to the good part. So all right, here we go. It was tough for my mom, a young woman in her mid-20s, along with a child. Saw her cry herself to sleep many nights because she worried about keeping a roof over our heads, putting food on the table. We slept on the sofas and floors of friends and family until she was able to get a place for us. When you see that as a young man, you don't want to be a financial burden. Therefore, I started to master the art of making money because I knew that if there were more in the way of financial hardships that I could potentially be taken away and lose my mother. See, I go back and say, those who come from the roughest circumstances are the people who usually become the greatest success. But a lot of you come from those rough and tough backgrounds. Y'all become like your environment instead of wanting to get away from that environment. You can't change it. You have no power to change it. That's what a lot of us try to do. I'm gonna try to change them, try to make sure that we don't do and change those folks. You need to get away from those folks. Then when you become a millionaire, you come back and try to help those folks or people. I don't want to sound like no, I'm part of no game. People, gang, folks, people, people, Chicago, motherfucker, folks, all that stuff. So I want to quit saying that. People. So that's important. And that's what he that's how I feel. I hate struggle. There ain't no worse feeling than struggling. People say, would you rather be rich with problems or poor with problems? You need a rich with problems. Poor with problems is worse. Feel like it never ends. When you poor and you got problems, they just seem like they just compound over and over and over. I like the other side. That's why I work hard, stay working hard, never letting up. I advise you to do something until you can get. The measure of success, unfortunately, is money. Let me repeat that. The measure of success, unfortunately, is money. They don't keep statistics of who's the best teacher of the year. They keep statistics of who's the richest man in the world, who's the second richest, third richest. They don't have a Forbes 100 teachers list. They have a Forbes 100 richest persons of the world list. So, like I said, the measure of success is money. Unfortunately, people have did great things, didn't make any money. People rarely remember those people. So let me. I knew that people went to my mother to tell her that she could not afford to raise me and should place me up for adoption or foster care. A lot of you homies been raised and young women been raised up with our mothers and fathers. You have to raise yourself. Understand? That's why you should want to do better. Not be like your mother They were horrible examples. Hate to say it, we love them. They were horrible examples. They didn't give us the game that we needed to succeed. But we love them. But they didn't have the knowledge, so we can't fault them. Passed down generation after generation. So some point in time, one of us has to stop and say, we're going to change the dynamics and structure of our family. We're going to be the one to get us out of the hood or whatever situation we're in. But it don't happen by you being there. You got to remove yourself from that. Then whatever is left when you get back, that's what you handle. Man, really his own man. Each woman is really her own woman. So when you hear those type of conversations, you are motivated to find ways to make money and make money quick. Ralph grocery store will now allow me to bag groceries because of my age. On the way out the door, I saw that the cart dispensary gave a stamp for every cart return. One stamps equal $1 worth of food. This was a job I could do, and I created for myself. So I spend my afternoons and weekends in the grocery store, parking lot, hauling carts from the lot into the dispensary. When I was young, I did the same thing. It was a store called Pack and Save. And my little white partner, we would go to Pack and Save, pack people's groceries. They give us tips. I'm about 11 years old at that time. I like my first hustle, 11 years old. I'll pack people groceries. get done packing people groceries. We got $5 each. That was just one hustle. So, but they had video games in the pizza place. So we had all the flyers for the pizza place. Earn another $5 for the $10. I got money to play the video game. Give me a couple slices of pizza. It's always, it's not in you. It can it can get in you. But it always been in me. The hustle always been in me. But if it's not in you, you can get it in you. Some born with it, some develop it. You just gotta recognize when it's your to be your own boss. Your destiny in your own hand. And that's what this brother did. That's really what this is all about. And he realized early on, just like I realized early on, that you your own God. Took me through many trials and tribulations to find that out. And practice Islam, Buddhism, Christianity, Hebrew Israelite, all all those different disciplines come back to find out that I'm a God. That is my thought that create. Let me continue. We really getting down to some business. I was now 13, 14 years old. I would go out to the studio while waiting for her to get off work. His mom worked at the five. She was a cleanup lady. So he'd go out and wait for her. So he goes, so while waiting for her to get off work, I will go and sit on the set of television shows, Johnny Carson, Flip Wilson Show, Red Fox, Sanford, Son, Richard Pryor, summer shows, Cheek on the Man, you name it, that it was there. And I had access to it all, not just the production, but I was able to what the network executives were saying and learn. See, he was soaking up game even as a 12-year-old, like I'm just saying. Same thing. He was soaking up game. Even as a kid. And then later on in life, came back. The conscious is a mother sucker, man. You gotta understand the subconscious is a beast. What you put in that subconscious actually is gonna come out in the front. And that's what happened. He wasn't even thinking about doing being in the business at this time. He eventually became in that business. He became a movie star. He became a comedian. And that wasn't even his deal. But by being around it, it opened up his imagination. That's God. God is your wonderful human imagination. That's God. When you are kids, kid in spaces like that, the best thing is the invisibility and the acceptance it brings. Nothing and no one was off limits to me. They didn't see me, but I heard it all. He was like a fly on the wall. He was like a fly on the wall, soaking it up. I grew up at the studio. It was a different kind of factory. What a wonderful way to go through life, making people laugh. The summer of 1975. I was on the set of as Gladys Knight and the Pips were taping this special. They had a comedian on. I remember knocking on his door and asking, "How do you become a comedian?" It was Gabe Cotter. Stop. Welcome back, Cotter. Y'all never saw that. YouTube, Welcome Back, Cotter. old, old, old show, Horseshack, the brother from Cooley High. If y'all ever saw the old Cooley High, the brother who got killed, Coach Cheese, he was in. Carter. There's a few other. John Travolta. You all know John Travolta. He was in Welcome Back, Carter. I was a boy at that. Probably about shit. Like he said, 70. I probably saw some reruns. I'm thinking about, I'm like 78, 79. He said it's like 74. So I probably saw reruns in 78, 79. I can remember watching that. But let me go on. So he told me, go to the comedy store. And that's what I did. Monday night was tryout day. I went, got on, kept going back. One night, Wayne Klein comes up to me, asked who wrote my material. It was my first lesson of content being king. You hear what he said? That was his first lesson of content being king. That was his first lesson of content being king. So he's telling you right there, like today, never got the best content, they stay around. 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, they may be chosen by those people, but for some reason, Kevin Hart, they bring in the content that they want to see. So they got the king of content at this time. That's what he's saying. So it was my first lesson. Content being king. I told him that I did, and he asked for my phone number. Gives it to me. Gives it to Jimmy Walker. Jimmy Walker. He was meeting hell of a people. Jimmy Walker. Good time. Tall brother. Michael. JJ. JJ is Jimmy Walker. Within a week's time, I'm sitting in Jimmy's apartment as a part of his writing team, along with David Letterman, Jay Leno, and Marty Matlin. I know everyone but Marty Matlin. And I probably know him if I see him. But Jay Leno, they, they all became, everyone on that he's mentioned are multi-millionaires. Every last one. Let me go. One sec. So every Tuesday and Thursday, I will be there. I pay $25 a joke. While Dave and Jay were getting $200 per week. I held writing for me. When I was 17 years old, I was offered the audience warm up spot on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. I spoke about Johnny Carson earlier. When I was carving out my own late night financial challenge. Not really. They almost do it in the daytime. I teach finance at night. Teach credit at night. Choose to teach life at night. Catch you when your mind is high, hazy. Some of y'all on tip. I'm a cat. I want to catch you then. If you listen, take heed. Get your shit together. We start building our ghettos up. Make them motherfuckers look pristine. Go out to the areas you walk the street at night. They got the street lights on both sides, shops on both sides. Nobody getting stuck up. In every town, and here in Detroit, we call it Birmingham. Uh, 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 that's what so-called black or out in Troy, Birmingham area. where we can walk through the shops and you ain't gotta worry about no nigga sticking you up, or but it's even in those areas it's getting worse. We can control that in our area. We got to wait on them. We can do our own thing. We got this. Don't this about to get bad for everybody. So it's the best time now. Time for us to put up our own resistance. So let me continue. So I turned it down until I completed high school. I joined the show a year later, and the exposure was a floodgate for offers leading me to real people and a crash course on what real America looks like. I remember that. Real people. People was one of the first reality shows. We travel cross country featuring real people doing interesting things. The show was terrific for me, taking me all over the country, allowing me to know what people outside the entertainment bubble thought. I was making $2,500 an episode and joined the ride. And then we hit a speed bump. I learned in year one, my counterpart, Skip and Sarah, were making 10,000, 7,500 per episode, respectively. Year two, I'm making 4,000 per episode. And they're getting 15,000, 12,500 per episode. So finally, free. When I was no longer under contract, still paying show, I asked if I could get the salary that Skip and Sarah received in year two. He said, I was fired. Fired. One of the producers even said he is 19 years old and black. He's lucky to be. When I was his age, I was digging ditches. This what y'all don't want to do. This what you gotta do. Giving you the game. Readers become leaders. Not a reader, then you will probably never be a leader. But a plier, got a too. That, hit that like notification bell. The like notification bell. Like notification bell. Subscription. Subscribe. Hit that like notification. Subscribe. Cash app available. Everything's available. Hit that like notification bell. Subscribe. Talking about Byron Allen's business startup. At the time, it was one of the most painful things that happened to me. Also the best. Then there that I didn't want to be in a position where someone else states what my value is and what I was worth. Great to get kicked in face early on, not later on. Not down. I like that. I'm now on the road, opening up for the Lionel Richie, the Pointerson, Sammy Davis Jr., Al Jarreau, Whitney Houston. We stop. I'm building relationships. Be the business. Building relationships. Got to build relationships. Building relationships. That's not going out back. Got to take advantage of those times when you're in position, meet certain people. Don't sit back. You even have to be the point of being obnoxious. Got to get their attention. You got a goal. You got something you're trying to do. Got to get their attention. I would invite the local station manager, general manager, program directors to come and see my shows. He stopped. I would go sit with them and get to know them and what their needs were. Time spent with them allowed me to learn how the middle American markets that drive the business of show really work. Provide me the urgency to attend NATP 1981. The National Associated Television Program and Executives. Which I would have had them about 5 years ago. where they buy and sell television. Where all the advertisers and TV station congregate. I have gone every year since 37 consecutive years. Been going for 37 consecutive years. That's amazing. Making relationships, good relationships that whole time. He was building his business the whole time. From day one, he had it in his mind. He's been crawling, getting there slowly, getting there. And he's 57 years old. Took him over 37 years. And it took him 37 years to become a multi-millionaire. He's worth 4, 5, 600 million dollars now. We want to become millionaires overnight. We want to become millionaires this same night, the same day. Only thing where that work is the lottery. To build your wealth over time. Stay focused on your plan. That's what this. That's why I'm reading it. It's showing you what it takes. Strategy. This is the best strategy you will ever implement to become your own business owner. Whatever field you're trying to get in. Media. You may choose something else, but he never stopped learning about the industry, the industry events, industry meeting, industry people in the industry, wherever industry you're in, what he's doing, you take it and do the same thing in your industry, wherever it is. If it's not media, it might be autos, whatever it is. You attend the events, meet the people who are important in those in that arena, in that field. You get to know those people. You offer those people to come sit with you free of charge, and things that you do, you give them uh, uh, free gifts and things to let them know that you're around. This was my master's degree in the show business. I met my mentor, Al Mancini, creator of Star Search, Solid Gold. I used to watch all those shows as a child. In the 80s, you had no choice. Everybody sat around and watched these shows. He was a part of these shows. When I walked up to Sweet to meet him, he was pitching this new idea for what we know known as Entertainment Tonight. He learned from this guy. I watched him sell satellite, the technology of the day that would allow every state across the country to run the same show at the same time, respected to their time zone. He was in control of the pieces, and that appealed to me. Same to me. Like playing chess. Playing chess. It is not a coincidence. ES Entertainment, he's referring to his entertainment company. It's not a coincidence that comedians are very successful in movies, television, talk shows. Because to become a comedian, you have to go through the process of being direct, the audience, and knowledgeable about how they feel, what you say, and how to connect with them. I knew that as a comedian, I was more tuned to most Americans than the executive. I had to stand on the stage nightly with a microphone, speaking to engage them and make them laugh every 6 seconds. So that's the object of a comedian. Object of comedians to make you laugh every 6 seconds or so. Or he's boring you. So he learned what I get from that. He learned how to grasp a person's attention relatively quick and keep it for that moment to get it across what he needs to say. Because if I can't get your attention, you gone by. So that's good to have in business. When you meet people in the elevator, important people, you need to come up with that elevator pitch in a matter of seconds. Hey, this, oh, Kanye right here. I've been doing so and so. Now it's the time to put it on him. I got to grasp Kanye's attention because it's Kanye. How the fuck I'm gonna grab his attention and, this dude got millions of people trying to grab his attention every day. So he was good at that. That was a skill. He developed another skill in his arsenal to help him build where he needs to go. So he said, I interviewed 6 funny friends for what supposed to be a 1 hour special in my first weekly show. Entertainers with Byron Allen. Now I just needed to sell it. And this is what he did to sell it. Listen closely. Because if you have anything, if you're trying to do, build, and you want others to join in, or you want others to invest in it, listen to this. Each day, I would sit at my dining room table and call 1,300 national, local stations asking to carry the show for free on a barter basis. That's exchange. Barter means exchange. 14 minutes of commercial time. I keep 7 minutes to sell to national advertisers and 7 to sell local advertisers. I was able to squeeze out about 150 yeses. Now I had a line. So I had 3 big problems. So out of the 1,300 people, he spoke to 1,300 companies, stations. He got 150 of them to agree to carry his show. He on his way now from nothing. He sat down at a table with nothing. Called 1,300 people, companies. Several years. He don't years it took him. It didn't happen. It took him a couple years. Take 1,300 different places, people, to get 150 approvals to carry his show. So now he said he had 3 big problems. I didn't know how to sell advertising. No one wanted to buy it in the $400,000 tour production that Tribune had promised has fallen through. So he had a commitment from a company for 400,000. They would get him to help launch it. Then they pulled it back. So he said this was a defining moment for me. So I could not retreat. So I advanced. See, most people in those incidents, and a lot of people call me. A lot of y'all call me. Y'all haven't tried anything yet, but you want the answer already. For me, you just want the easy road. There's no easy road. It's only paved and worthwhile struggle. Because when you get there, still not easy. Now you have to keep the wealth. You got to keep from people trying to take the wealth. So it's never easy. Never easy. To do it, but I go back to say, would you rather have problems without money or problems with money? Give me my problems with money. So let me continue. Hit that like, subscribe, share button, notification bell. Please, please hit the like button. Please hit the notification bell. Please subscribe. Please hit the super chat. Please leave a comment. Please leave a thumbs up. Please. So I'm gonna continue. This is about Byron, business startup, how he became a multimillionaire, and many of the skills and techniques and things that he used, we can apply ourselves in our practice. And he's definitely uh, been given some great jewels that I suggest you all go back and listen to this video again, or contact me and I may can send you this story. So let's go back. So this was a defining moment for me. I could not retreat, so I advanced. Funding, so he funding the production personally. So he went into his own money. He believed in himself. And that's what I say. You got to know that you're the guy. He realized that he was the guy. Once you realize that you're the guy, you're of your imagination and your destiny, and you'll do what he just do. He did. Listen to what he did. There were days I did not eat. There were days that my phone was turned off. Phone went in and out of foreclosure many times over the first 5 years. You hear what he said? I've experienced the same thing. exact same thing, trying to build something of significance and legacy to lead to a child and her children. So failure was not an option. Failure is not an option. Failure is never an option. Always keep moving forward. I never had that thought that I would fail. Only in the awareness that has to go over this bump and this speed bump. In the years that followed, I started to amass a library of content that I could reformat for reproduction, for production, direct to the state. I created a sports themed special from existing content, interviews we had done in the past with the likes of Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Oscar De La Hoya, and others. Production costs me were 20,000. Format sold to advertisers 1 million. Hear what he just said? You hear the return on his money? Cost him 20,000 to produce. That's what I tell young brothers. Be patient, man. Don't get out there trying to get this. I did it when I was young. I'm paying for it. Paying for it now. I'm telling you. You're 20, 21, 25, 30, 20s in your 20s and 30s. Patient, man. Patient. Straight up. That street money is little money. You may think it's gonna it's gonna it's gonna it's gonna take care of you temporarily. You see, this brother struggled for 5 years. And during that time, he was massing content, and he took that old content, re re-rocked it, like you would say if we was selling drugs. He rocked the old content, and it's worth $1 million, $20,000 per production. I mean, boom, 10 millionaire right there. So be patient, man. Don't get caught up getting high all the time, drinking all the time, fucking all the time, excuse my language, doing all those things that take you away from the true goal of what you're trying to do. Not when whole story this brother ain't telling you about. He was going to the club, knocking broads, none of that. I'm saying he was he was on his game. He wasn't he wasn't taking no shorts. He was on a. That's what you gotta be on if you really want to be successful. You want to change your life. You want those nice houses, nice cars, and you want it to last forever. You know, the game. Hit that like bell. Hit that like button. Notification bell. Be at the cash register yourself. This is me heeding the lessons of my grandfather. Hear what he said? Be at the cash register yourself. Heeding the words of his grandfather. So, building. You see that? And now, 41 shows heard on air. One of the largest privately held libraries in the world. Company that 100% black owned and 100% privately owned. You hear that? At that point, he was 100% black owned, 100% privately owned. He took his own money, invested it in his own company, took his own shows, re-rocked them, put them back together. Sold them for $1 million. You don't get it if you never ask. In 2007, I read in the New York Times that Verizon was spending $23 billion to bring fiber optics to compete with the cable companies, offer 150 channels. I went to them and asked them for 10 channels. You see how bold he was? Even though